Yo, what is up, you guys? We're gonna be getting into a little bit of racing right now. Just doing a few daily races for the day before we gotta head to work. So I got a few hours. See if we can get this lap time down to the 41. You guys were in last night's stream. I was trying to get up to the B rating. So that's gonna be the main goal for the day. Pretty wide right there, so not ideal line, but we're not even gonna get a full lap before really getting into this race, so we're just kind of hopping right in. So we are gonna see how things go right now. So looks like we're gonna be starting in what, 7th place, I believe, 8th place. So a lot of 41s I see. Definitely some good drivers in this lobby. Not any D or E rating drivers, thankfully. So hopefully it should be some clean racing. We are going to switch over to those racing mediums. I do like that strategy, starting on the mediums, switching to the softs about 4 or 5 laps in. And I mean, ideally, if we really wanted to, we could probably pit, 2 laps in and just stay on the softs for the rest of the race, but it really would be a thing of tire wear, and definitely not losing too much time off the rip. So, not starting towards the front of the pack, definitely probably not ideal to go for a 2 lap pit strategy. Probably going to go more along the lines of 4 or 5. But we're going to see what we can do. We do have an NSX, a GTR, and a Genesis in front of us. If I'm not wrong, I think I saw another 911 behind us. I could be wrong though. Might have been a GTR. We'll see anyways, coming up to the line. So yeah, it does look like we got another Porsche behind us, followed by a GTR. Going up, we are going to turn that traction control up to 4. Get that radar on so we can see our drivers next to us, make sure we're having some clean racing, showing our other drivers some space if needed. And getting a really good jump off the line compared to the Acura here, actually. So we're going to see if we can maybe pull off a little bit of a switcheroo right here. And a few cars actually going ghosts, so I'm going to go right through them, moving up into a 5th position. And getting a little bump from the back right there in that corner. Might have been a little bit hard on the brakes, but ooh, and sadly sending someone into the wall right there, not wanting to do that. I'm gonna give up a few positions there. that corner, actually. So we are going to see coming up to this little hairpin. Not hitting it quite optimally, but still getting a better exit than the person in front of us. Having to serve a penalty, sadly. Gonna lose some positions. Gonna slide down into 14th. So on these upcoming laps, we are gonna see if we can put some things together and, we do have someone going into the pits actually. So maybe a one-lap pit strategy. 2 people going into the pits. So they are gonna be switching from those mediums to the soft tires. And we do have a yellow flag up ahead from the looks of it. Yes, we do. Somebody had the wall. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner. So really what we're hoping for at this point is just for this fighting in front of us to continue. And ultimately is what is happening. We do have a Dewey in front of us catching a 2-second penalty. So, man, almost making that same mistake, going onto the grass again, but able to pull it back on, still gain some time on that exit of that corner. So coming into the slipstream now, we do have the potential to maybe make an overtake here. We do have 2 cars in front of us, so ideally might go for the good old switcheroo, and not gonna happen. Big defensive from Dewey in front of us. Although Dewey will be serving this penalty here, coming around this hairpin, so getting a really good exit out of that corner. So moving up into 10th position, going a bit wide on that corner, keeping it on the track. We got a Dewey going in the pits behind us actually. So if you guys are pitting around for the 1 and 2 lap pit strategy, getting a pretty decent exit, and we do have looks like Pinza off the track right there. Might have been somebody else actually. Getting a really good exit out of that corner. Gonna take a spot on Lauda behind us and going into man. For some reason we are just not hitting that corner right today. Alright, we are going to have to adjust into that corner from now on. For some reason we're just not taking that correctly, so we're gonna have to be a bit harder on the brakes. It's about 3 times now actually I believe that I've taken that corner wrong. Although I haven't had any warm-ups today, I shouldn't be making this many mistakes. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner, getting actually, it looks like 4/10 of a second. Yeah, it just looks like there might have been a little collision into the wall coming out of that corner, so. Around for lap 3 now, about a 1.7 second gap in front of us. We are going to see if we can bring that down. I believe we're probably going to do about 1 more lap and then go for the pit. I mean, really, this isn't where we want to be at this point in this race. We are only 16 seconds behind the leaders, so ideally, if we get pit at the same time as the leaders, I mean, it's all just a matter of time now at this point. Getting a decent exit out of that corner. Looks like we do have Sicarus into the wall right there. We're taking that exit a lot better, and it looks like we may have had another person into the wall ahead of us, so that gap is going to come down. We're really going to have to put our head down and see if we can catch up to this group in front of us, maybe attempt a few overtakes. the ideal exit out of that corner. Still gaining on the, I believe, the NSX in front of us. Not at the Porsche though. Corner right there. We do have someone behind us. We are going to have to take into account. And wow, and that Genesis, that car really is a fast car. You know, thinking here now, I believe we are probably going to go with one more lap before our pit. We do have Lempo going for the pit right there in the McLaren. Capone losing a little bit of composure right there. Surprisingly, still gaining actually. That Genesis is really going to show how fast and powerful that car can be. And looks like we have some contact in front of us. We are going to attempt to overtake. Going to get it done cleanly. And looks like we have Capone into the wall. Going to go up into 6th position. And we have Simasada and Dom in the pits right now on the softs. We are going to be switching onto the softs, the faster of the two. So going into the pits right now, we have another person going into the pits. We are going to see what we can do here, folks. Switching onto the softs as quick as possible. And I'm just coming to realize now that my wheel was actually not locked onto my desk, so. Anyway, switching onto the softs here. Gonna drop down in the 9th position from the looks of it. Beautiful pit stop. Coming out on some nice fresh soft tires. Hopefully we can potentially gain some positions. The softs are being the more grippy and faster of the two. What is up? Thank you for tuning in, folks. We're on lap 6 at the moment, just coming out of the pits actually on this previous lap, so coming out in 9th place. We are awaiting a few people to pit, I believe, so we are going to see what we can do. Oh, and we have the person in front of us into the wall, Lauda into the wall. And we have a few players going into the pitch just now. Getting, decent exit out of that corner. Accidentally unlocking my wheel off my desk. Goes to show the force back on these wheels can definitely be a lot. And looks like we're going to move up into 8th place with a few players ahead of us coming out of the pits. So we are going to see if we are able to catch up to this group in front of us, potentially attempt some overtakes coming out of these this next lap. exit out of that corner, gaining on the person in front of us. Real good exit out of that corner. So that gap's going to come down to about 2 seconds at the end of this straight. A little less than that actually. About 1.9. And it does look like we have Lewis going off in the NSX a little bit right there, so going to potentially gain some time, coming down to about a second now. Good exit on that corner. Coming up to this hairpin, we're going to see if we can possibly outbrake, gain some time. It looks like we might not be able to do just that, but both of us went off onto the dirt a little bit right there. Thankfully not losing too much time. As you can see, really starting to push the limits of this car going in these final laps. Getting a really good exit coming out of that corner, so coming up to this straight, looks like that gap's going to come down to about 0.8. May come down to about 0.7 actually. Looks like we are going to potentially gain a little bit on this lap. Not getting the most optimal exit out of that corner, but looks like we are going to fix it on this corner, and no contact, avoiding the contact, and looks like we are going to gain a place on Lewis in front of us. That gap's coming up to about a second. Now we have about an 8.6 second gap with 2 laps to go in front of us. Starting this race in 8th, we have moved up a position, so really good exit out of that corner. It does look like the gap ahead of us is starting to come down a little bit. So what we're hoping for is maybe just a little bit of incidents in front of us, just for a little opportunity to make an overtake. I think actually a really good exit out of that corner. It looks like there might be a little fight going actually behind us, turns out. Overtaking Lewis right there. Getting a decent exit out of that corner, and coming up to the last lap, looks like that. Ooh, we do have Capone going into the pits in front of us, so it does look like we are going to move up into 6th position. About a 2.3 second gap behind us. as if we're not going to be able to bring that gap down quite enough to make any overtakes for the top 5, but gaining 2 positions overall coming into these last, I'd say, final turns. Not too bad. Starting in 8th position, going up to 6th position. If anything, we are going to be doing some more races throughout the video, so we can always improve our strategy. Great exit out of that corner. So with a few penalties in front of us, we are going to move up into 4th place. Actually, not too shabby. Can't be too mad at that. Top 5 finish. Not exactly how we'd want it to be, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain. So we have Capone, who went in the pits, finishing 8th place. He going for a 9-lap pit strategy, if I'm not wrong, actually. That Genesis is definitely very fast. So we're gonna gain on both accounts, both our driver rating and our sportsmanship rating. So folks, give me one moment. I am gonna mess with my my wheel at the moment. I don't think I had it fully fully locked in. So it's about 10 more minutes before our race starts. Let's see here. About 7 minutes before this race starts. Ooh, almost picking the wrong car. So we are going to put in some laps, maybe see if we can improve our lap time a tad bit. Right there, getting a pretty decent exit out of this corner. Good exit out of that corner, so we gotta see what the stop looks like. I don't think too bad on that at the moment. Oh, not getting the most optimal exit around that corner. Getting a really good exit out of that corner though. And coming up to this final hairpin, we are going to see what this lap is going to look like. Looking like it's probably going to be a 42 or 43. Maybe a 42.7. That's 7/10 of a second slower than our record. Getting actually amazing exit out of that corner, so already on track to be about 5 times faster than that previous lap we did. Not getting the most optimal exit, so coming down to about 1/10 of a second. Great exit out of that corner though, so should go up to about 0.2 of a second at the end of this straight. And getting actually a great exit out of that corner, so looking to definitely be faster. Actually not going to be better than our record, but definitely better than our most previous lap. The key, definitely at least in these races, you want to put some consistent lap times. You know, if you're not putting up consistent lap times, definitely do not expect to do well in these races. You know. Getting the best exit out of that corner. We are going to see if we can improve on some of these other corners though. Only about 0.4 of a second down at the end of this straight. So going out of the marbles a little bit right there, but actually getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner, so. Traction out of that corner. Gaining a little bit coming out of that exit, so we do know we can improve on that exit. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner as well, so we know we can improve on some of these exits and these corners. It's coming around for about the final lap, it looks like. Not going to be an improvement, still going to be in the 42, so actually 43 flat nearly. Not getting the optimal exit through that corner, so we're gonna see if we can maybe adjust, fix up this this final corner and this first corner, maybe his first few corners. Having a minute left before this race starts. wasn't the most ideal exit, but definitely not too far behind our ghost. And going into the wall a little bit right there. So we do know we can go faster to that corner. We just gotta make sure not to get on that gas so soon. Coming down right now, the race is about to start. Alrighty. Let's get rolling, folks. Let's see where we're starting at in this grid. So a little bit of a different lobby we have here. Some more, I'd say less skilled drivers, some D rating and E rating drivers. Hopefully this race isn't too dirty. We're going to see how it pans out. We have a Ken Miles 69, I've raced with him before. Beto, I've raced with him. Pinza, obviously in last race. I believe we've seen Mr. Incredible as well. We do have, let's see here, Ken Miles in the Porsche up front with a 41.5. So only about 0.5 of a second faster than our record lap here. These times definitely looking real close. At least with the, I'd say the top 6. So hopefully, and we weren't able to change our tires. So going to be starting on the softs, but not to worry. If anything, switching onto the mediums may not be so bad. Can always make do with what we got. And my timer for my laundry actually getting ready to go off just now, so we are going to be taking a short intermission after this race. We have Anunnaki at the bottom of the grids with a Superman livery. Love to see it. So starting out in 5th position, we are going to turn up our traction control to 4, get that radar on to obviously see those drivers around us, make sure we're leaving space if needed. So starting out on these softs, the more grippy of the two, hopefully we should be able to pull away. We have Beto going onto the grass a little bit. Yep, there it is, folks. The infamous first turn, getting bumped in the back and then bumped from the right to spin out and end up in last place. You love to see it. Not always what you want to see, but thankfully, being one of the better qualifiers of this race, hopefully we can easily catch up to these guys in front of us. So a little bit of back bumper damage. And gaining on this guy in front of us. So we are going to see if we can potentially slip into that slipstream. Really meaning to do that, but braking too early into that corner definitely could have braked a lot later, so not exactly too sure what the hell that was. Gonna have to serve a 2-second penalty, sadly, because of it. So gonna end up being overtaken probably at this coming across the line. we have Wazzle and Vic Vid going into the pits. We are going to see if we can, getting the switcheroo done on Rulos. And ideally what I'm wanting to do is not fight too much. Looks like we do have a yellow flag in front of us. Rulos looking to potentially dive bomb me right there. So moving up into 11th place behind Mr. Incredible. Rulos, bye bye buddy, see ya. It looks like we do have some contact into the wall in front of us. Bunch of contact actually, so we are going to gain potentially going through this straight right here. You can see about 5-6 drivers in front of us. So we do have maybe the opportunity to go for an overtake here. Ideally, looks like we are going to get the move done. A little bit of contact in front of us. It does look like that we are maybe going to get this switcheroo done. Mr. Incredible sliding. So with Enanaki serving a penalty right there. Coming around the second lap to complete the second lap. We are going to see if we can perhaps get the good old switcheroo done. Not able to do it there. Definitely good defense on Mr. Incredible. Brake checking us a little bit right there. Driving a bit recklessly, I would say. Ooh, going onto the grass a little bit right there. Able to handle it back onto track, but going on into the grass right there, ideally not what we want to do. Although getting a good exit out of that corner, we are going to end up hopefully catching the slipstream with Mr. Incredible in front of us. And a little light tap to the wall right there. And getting actually a really good exit out of that corner, so our gap really coming down now. Can definitely think about a possible overtake coming up into this next hairpin. And Mr. Incredible just, for whatever reason, just going very slow through that corner. And into the wall he goes. So we are going to gain that position coming up onto our fourth lap. We are going to want to think about pitting here soon. Not going to pit quite yet on this lap, but I believe next lap we're going to go for the pit. It does look like we are gaining on danger here in front of us. Possibly if we can serve a penalty on that last penalty marker. Getting a decent exit through this corner, and that gap coming down to about 1.4. Oh, and danger going onto the grass a little bit there. Gap coming down to about 0.8. About 0.7, never mind, into this corner. Coming out of that corner, we are going to get an amazing exit. And we can definitely think about an overtake here for the 6th position. A little bit of a bump on the side there. And get some contact from the back. Not exactly sure what that is for, but we are going to give him a little bit of contact back going into this next set of corners.
So moving up into 6th position there. We are gonna enter the pit lane coming around right now. Oh, and we chose the wrong tires. That is not good, folks. We potentially just threw this race. So, damn. Come out in 13th place. Not ideally what we wanted to happen. We are on some fresh soft tires, so we might be able to make up some ground, but regardless, we are going to have to pit again on this next lap, which is definitely going to hurt us. So potentially on these fresh tires, maybe we can make up a few places on this lap and have a big outcome. That is ideally what we want to happen for the win Nova in front of us. Braking really early through that corner. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Yeah, and we're gonna leave that. Just not the drivers you want to see in that. I'll be right back, you guys. We're gonna go take out the laundry. That whole race, you guys. Not exactly sure what that was. Obviously, you know, we had a little few incidents, but we were only reciprocating energy. We're gonna leave that lobby. Just don't want to see that kind of racing in those lobbies. Some pretty shit drivers, I will say. Ooh, sorry about that, folks. We are back. So with about 11 minutes, we are going to hop in and see if we can set a new qualifying record. Also going to be ordering some food at the moment. Ooh, whoops, I'm dropping my phone. And one moment, you guys, got getting a call. Sorry about that, you guys. My grandmother was calling. Can never turn down a call from the good old grandmother. So with 9 minutes left, should be able to get about 5 laps done. Really utilizing the track right there. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner. And riding that curve actually quite perfectly. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner, and on track to actually have a pretty good lap at the moment. Actually getting a really good exit out of that corner. And nearly scraping the wall right there, so actually a very good lap going currently. Going on the grass a tad bit right there, but able to pull it back. So coming around right now, we are going to see what this lap is panning out to be. And coming up to the line, it's going to be a 41.6. So going to be a new record, dropping down into the 41s, you guys. Definitely what we love to see. I'm getting off the gas just a tad bit right there, but only about 1/10 of a second down, so exactly what we love to see. Getting a really good exit out of that corner, so gonna be up on our Ghost at the moment actually. Not getting the most optimal exit out of that corner, so gonna lose that time right back. Still in the 41s at the moment. And not getting the best exit out of that corner. Definitely out braking, but not getting the most optimal exit. Going onto the grass just a bit, keeping it on line though. We are going to see if we can maybe taking that corner a tad bit better, but still not the most optimal. So going to be, I believe, in the 41 still, but no improvement. But 41.6, I want to say that was about a 0.5 of a second improvement on our record before, so definitely huge improvement. As you can see, dropping a 41.9 in that there lap. Haven't taken a go. Oh, wow, words. Going a little bit wide on that exit right there. Decent exit, so that's 6/10 down on our Ghost right now. And a little contact with the barrier right there, so I'm gonna go down on our Ghost just a tad bit. Going onto the grass just a bit, so losing a lot of time right there. Definitely not the best lap. Getting a great exit to that corner. So with the time for about 2 more laps, we're going to see what we can do. And with actually a pretty good exit out of that corner, we are going to slightly gain on our Ghost. Getting not the best exit, but actually a pretty good exit, so quite even with the Ghost at the moment. And getting a pretty decent exit out of there, so about 1/10 of a second up on the Ghost at the moment. Getting actually an amazing exit out of that corner, so definitely gaining on our Ghost right here. And looks like gonna be on track to be about a 10th faster, maybe even 2/10 faster. So about 1.5 tenths of a second faster. Gonna be an improvement. 141.5. So let's see if maybe we can make one last improvement to this final lap, and not gonna happen. So, we are gonna exit and just wait for this race to start. I haven't ordered my food yet, so I'm gonna take the luxury of going ahead and doing that. Remember, folks, while you are doing this, please make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure you're eating food. If you're like me, sim racing, you know, it can take up hours at a time, especially with how addicting it can be. So make sure you guys are staying hydrated. And as you can see, GT race up there, looking at a 41 or a 40.5, so about a second slower. Him being another streamer, very fast racer. Definitely go check out his channel, you guys. As you can see right there in the top right of that Friends Ranking TT Race Junior. If you want to go search that up on YouTube, you should be able to find him. And with about 45 seconds left, I want to look at the ranking board, see where we're ranking globally. Oh wow. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button a few times. So ranked about 10,000th right now. Some 137s, all in the Genesis. That car very, very fast. Looks like it's the Genesis for about the top 50 until we reach the Ford specs. A few of the Fords, definitely some fast cars as well. So the Genesis and the Ford definitely looking like the go-to cars. GTR and Nismo actually dropping a 138.3 at 100th in the world right now. And starting in first place. Exactly where we want to be. Huge improvement from that 42. So from where we probably would have been starting in fourth place, now starting, or actually fifth place, my bad, we're now starting in
first. So we are going to see if we're able to hopefully keep this position. Ooh, getting a little bit of lag right there. We're going to go to our car settings. We are going to switch onto those mediums. So I'm going to switch onto those mediums. And basically what that's going to do is maybe a bit slower off the rip, but going to be much, much faster on our later laps. So warming the tires up just a little bit, as you can see. I'm gonna tell everybody to have a clean race. And as you can see, we got Sikaris, Beto, a few guys in there. We did have some dirty racing in the last race with them, so we are gonna see if maybe this race we can keep it clean. So starting in first, definitely going to be a lot different compared to starting in fifth or fourth. Going to turn that traction control up, get that radar on. We are looking at everything. Brake balance is all okay. Obviously no problem with our power. So yeah, let's get rolling, folks. And you know, I think we're gonna stick with the traction control 4. So let's hopefully get a good jump off the line. We do know that Supra behind us, very, very fast in a straight line. So it does look as if he's gonna be gaining just a tad bit. And actually maintaining our position. The Supra behind us gaining ever so slightly, so we do have a more technical section in front of us. The Supra definitely not the best through here. And a few cars going off behind us, so looks like that gap's going to come up to about 1.1 seconds. Exactly what we want to see. And really, we're just going to try and put our heads down. We are on those medium tires, so the slower of the two tires. So really, ideally, what we want to do at this point is just put as much of a gap behind us as possible. Getting quite a decent exit out of that corner. Boone Bean behind us. Getting a decent exit through that corner as well. And going into the wall actually right there. So not getting the most optimal exit through that corner, and for some reason my auto drive is still on. So I'm gonna lose a lot of positions going through that corner. Ideally not what we want to happen. Behind Ova Omar at the moment in the R8. Hopefully we are able to potentially gain some positions. We do have Ova actually going into the pits right there. Gaining on Anunnaki here up in front of us. And hopefully we can see maybe a few mistakes going into this first corner, which it does look like we are going to see a few. Even Anunnaki a little bump, but no, hey, I'm here and I'm coming. And looks like Anunnaki getting a bit reckless right there. Going right into Beto behind us. Getting a great exit through that corner. Gonna potentially gain on the Supra in front of us. It's very fast in the straights, but
from the looks of it, gaining actually a lot through these corners, or these little straight sections. Getting a pretty decent exit through there, so definitely can think about getting some overtakes done. And making the same mistake we made, getting a huge bump draft from the back. And gonna end up in 12th place. Ideally not really where we want to be, but it's okay. We will make up for it, you guys. So we are gonna go with the pit on the next lap. We're gonna go with an early pit strategy. 14 seconds behind the leader at the moment, so hopefully we can potentially gain, maybe. Actually, he's going off track a bit right there, so ideally not what we want to happen. Probably gonna have a little bit of some pressure behind us from Ivan right here. Fending him off fairly easily. And still continuing to gain, it looks like, on the drivers ahead of us. I'm going to move up into 11th place, and we are going to look to pit on this lap. We have Tom, or Tron, my bad, making one of the same mistakes we did, going into the barrier at that corner. And it does look as if we are going to get a better exit than Mr. D Fitz here. He's going to be on the inside. Getting an amazing exit out of that corner after some bumping from deep fits. Not ideally what we want to see. We are going to hope he doesn't decide to absolutely hurdle himself into us right here. We do have a yellow flag. Hoping it looks like it is going to be up ahead of us, so hopefully able to catch looks like a group of 3 or 4 ahead of us. We are going to look to pit on this lap, actually. So we were going to pit last lap, making an overtake. Sadly, being on that inside, having to take a more wide line coming out of the exit, not able to get into the pits, but getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner, even though going on with grass. Losing that time right back pretty much, going into the barrier. So we are going to look to pit right here. Going to be switching onto the soft tires for the last 6 laps of the race. Just now placing my order for DoorDash, getting a wing stop, or not wing stop, my bad folks, Chick-fil-A. So coming out on the soft tires, we are going to see what we can make happen. As you can see, the soft tire is having a lot more grip. So hopefully we can gain some positions and make our way up through the field. 38-second gap in front of us, although that gap is starting to come down a little bit. Getting a decent exit out of this corner. Getting a really good exit to that corner, so we do have some of the guys going into the pits in front of us. Hopefully we are able to catch them and make up some time coming out of the pits. That would be ideal. This looks like one of them coming out of the pits just now. Going a bit into the marbles right there. Not quite finding the traction we want, so we're going to lose some time. Does look like we have Ivan in the pits at the moment. We'll move up into 11th place, and as you can see, a big group starting to form in front of us, as you can see in the top right of the track layout. Getting a really good exit out of that corner, so really what we want to do at this point is just put our head down and try as best as we can to catch up to this group ahead of us. Definitely starting to see them come into view. Hopefully a little bit of fighting going on in front of us. Out of that corner, slowly gaining on the person in front of us. Getting a really good exit through that straight. And, getting an exit very good out of the last corner as well. So starting to see those cars in front. I'm hoping maybe there's a little bit of fighting, some scrambling going on in front of us, and we are able to make some overtakes hopefully. We do have deep pits going into the pits right there, so potentially some guys not having pitted yet. And going onto the dirt a little bit right there, able to keep it on the track. Not losing too much time. Getting a very good exit out of that corner, gaining a lot actually. And another amazing exit out of that corner. So perhaps in front of us, having not pitted, maybe that tire wear is starting to really come down. Getting another really good exit out of that corner. So we're starting to see two cars come into view up ahead. And we have Sir Hawkeye going into the pits at the moment. And once again getting a really good exit out of that corner. So potentially going to gain and may be able to think about an overtake coming towards the end of this straight here. not going to be able to make that overtake happen, but still staying on the bumper of this person in front of us.
Hey, faggot.
Let's go. I'm gonna race right now, streaming. And we are getting a really good exit on this Ferrari here. Gonna definitely cram our way up, hoping for no contact, and are gonna be able to get that overtake completed with ease. Hoping not to get any bumps in the back here. And completing that overtake fairly easily, and actually gaining on the people in front of us. So slipping into 9th position, looking at 8th and 7th in front of us. And it does look like there might have been a tad mistake on the person in 7th place. And 1st and 2nd place going into the pits shall be coming out pretty much right now. Getting a decent exit out of that corner, and actually going to be slightly gaining on the person in front of us. Does look like Hawkeye having a little bit of a traction loss going around that corner. Boonbean going into the pits, who was second behind us when we had crashed. We're getting a really good exit out of that corner. We do have Hawkeye and Dex fighting here in front of us. We're going to give Dex a little bit of a bump draft right there. Hopefully instigate a little bit of fighting. Gonna get one overtake done. Can we get the second one done? With the switcheroo perhaps into... We are gonna get it done, folks. And moving up into 6th position. Very huge moves right there. Gaining on Ova in front of us. We do have some fighting that looks like in front of us as well, actually, so potentially going to be able to catch up to the people in front of us. And looks like we're going to get just bumped in the back. Alrighty, some very dirty driving on everybody's part. Love to see it. 9 laps in, gonna not happy to see that. A lot of contact in front of us, very annoying. Once again, some dog shit driving from some other people in front of us. And behind us, just absolutely trudging through that fucking, yeah. So, GG's, folks.